Okay, not everybody did as well as I would have hoped on this quiz, so I want to do a quick review and so you know what the right answers were. If you want your quiz returned, send me an email and I'll take a picture of it and email it back to you. Okay, first of all, the extra credit. Only a couple people got this right, and I'll admit this was really hard. So, one thing is size. So we have a 2-inch paw print. That's actually pretty big for a small mammal. It's not quite big enough, I should say, for a raccoon, which is what a lot of people put. And I think you put raccoon because you kind of see some cigar-shaped type fingers here. But the other thing to notice is this pad right here. This is very indicative of a weasel. Remember, they have that metacarpal pad that's broken into little pieces. And the top metacarpal pad, or this might be the metatarsal pad, it's that C-shaped. So a very distinct C shape. The pad of a raccoon is much different. So check that out in your field guide. The other thing is when you look at the pattern of the trail of this, you see kind of this bounding pattern, and the weasel family will do that when they're moving quickly, and it will their feet kind of all splay in different directions, just kind of an awkward bounding pattern to it. So a raccoon would be an amble. They aren't going to bound probably pretty much ever. They're going to walk and gallop. So that is more than likely a pine marten, but it's hard to tell exactly if it's a pine marten. It it might a mink. So either regardless, I asked for a Mustelidae. It's either a pine marten or a mink. All right, moving on. What is this little guy? Let's remember, long pointy nose, paddle-shaped fossorial feet, very small eyes and ears, almost non-distinct, a variety of colorations. This is your eastern mole. All right, this guy, nice rodent-like teeth, digging claws, also fossorial, small eyes, small ears, not the big paddle shape. This is your northern pocket gopher, and there'll be a lot of different subspecies of that. Okay, remember our rats and mice all have hair. This one's nice and bushy, big ears, looks like a giant mouse, 11 to 18 inches. Pretty big. Of course, a big chunk of that is tail. That's your bushy bushy-tailed wood rat. This guy should be easy because these are like the only pictures on the internet of them. But this is your Preble's Meadow jumping mouse. This is in that Dipodidae group. They are long-legged, long back feet, and the tail is more than, it's really actually I think almost twice the length of the body. So it's a huge tail. All right, this guy, really tiny, pointy nose, big, you can actually see the ears here, but they still blend in with the body, indistinct head, but this long, skinny, pointy nose, not a rodent. Okay, so what is this? Eats insects because it's a shrew. This is your Miriam's shrew, tiny little guy. All right, stripes on the head, so we know it's a chipmunk. You only had one. That's your least chipmunk in the wooded areas of our mountains. And if this didn't give you a hint that it was sagebrush habitat, you're welcome. But remember, our voles have non-distinct heads from their body, really small ears, rounded nose, and a short tail. And that's the whole tail length right there. So that's your sagebrush vole. This guy should be pretty easy. Townsend's big-eared bat. And then this, you only had to know the genus because they're hard to tell apart, especially with just a picture. But this is your harvest mouse, western harvest mouse. But there's a variety of different kinds of harvest mice, very common mouse, common like the deer mouse, but a different mouse species. So mouse, again, big ears, cute little head that's separate from the body, big eyes, longer pointed nose than a vole, but not as pointy as a mole or a shrew. Long tail. All right, And your content question, that one was pretty wide open. If you were there in class when we went over the ethogram, you could have given me just about anything that had to do with studying animal behavior for any number of reasons, but you had to know that ethology was referring to studying animal behavior. All right. Hopefully that helps. In the end, it matters to me that you know what these species are. So study up because you'll still have a final.